Hello and welcome to WhatCulture Wrestling with myself, Andrew Pollard. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good generic stuff. But most importantly, as you can see with me, joining me today, we have the Redeemer, God's champion, God's future All-Atlantic champion, I would imagine, Miro. Miro, how you doing?
Good, man. Ready for Sunday, Forbidden Door.
Exactly. It is yourself versus Pac versus Malachi Black versus, as of this recording, it's been changed to Clark Connors. If we spoke yesterday, it was Tomohiro Ishii,
Right.
but now it's Clark Connors in the mix of that, of course, to declare the inaugural AEW All Atlantic Championship. What can we expect from this? I mean, it's on paper, it's got, well, obviously Connors now is I guess the curveball coming into it, but AEW audiences know that the three of you other guys are just hard-hitting sons of guns.
Yeah. It's the match changed completely. I was studying Ishii for a little bit, and I know people have been dying to see me against him for some reason. And I was excited, man. I was excited to give these people what they want. I was excited to go in there and kick Ishii's ass, send them right back to Japan. Unfortunately, he got himself hurt before that. And it's the next man up. We got this new kid. I don't know what his name was. I haven't watched him at all. So this could be a trick. This could be my mistake of overlooking the guy. Or but no, I'm still gonna I still have a couple of days. I'm still gonna go out there, still gonna see how he moves. I wanna analyze his movement, his footwork and everything. But he's a dark horse in there because I mean, he's the man for himself. I mean, everybody is the man for himself, but he's out of nowhere. He just comes out of far left flank. We don't know who he is. Well, the other two guys, Malachi Black, he's a tremendous athlete. He's a tremendous kickboxing background. He's got this pagan belief, so he believes nothing but himself, which can be eventually his downfall. But he's got to get click with him. He's got these two guys and the girl now. So that's going to be a problem. Hopefully they won't be hanging around the match too much. And we have Pac, the little bastard that flies around like Superman everywhere. And he's jacked to the gills as well. So he's a really tough competitor because fast, strong, agile, jumps through the buildings. He's just very, very hard. But I have an old beef with him. He tore my bicep back in the day. So I know that, I remember that. And this Sunday, Forbidden Door, I'm going to look for reparations for my bicep injury because of him. But with that being said, I'm already celebrating. All Atlantic champion, God's favorite champion once again. Come Sunday, it's a no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, with Connors, man, he is the curveball in this. Trained by Shibata, had a couple of years killing it during the pandemic. It would New Japan Pro Wrestling strong in LA. I think for me, it's going to be a good platform for him to show what he can do to a more larger audience. But
right, but to qualify as a loser, though, well, how can you even have said that? That reminds me of like Eddie Kingston when I had to fight him. Why? Because Eddie Kingston got into AEW by losing a match. You know, it was like a charity contract. Hey, buddy, you lost, but yay, come over here, work for us. Now this guy is the same thing. Like, you got an opportunity to get into the match, you lose, and you still get into this match. So his morals are probably already damaged, or he thinking that's his second opportunity, his second win. So it's all gonna be about his mentality. Kind of, is he coming in as a loser, or is he coming in as, man, this is a chance, this is a sign that I can do this. So it's all going to be on the kid. But at the same time, you have veterans in their ring who are going to take advantage of him at any single point. So good luck to him.
Yeah, you kind of touched on it there about a lot of people have been clamoring for yourself against Ishii, the Redeemer against the Stone Pitbull, two absolute hosses. I'm hoping, I speak for the masses here, I think that we get this down the line at some point when Ishii's, ready to get back in action. I guess you'd be up for giving him a slap in the face at some point in the future.
Whenever he thinks he's got good wills or good enough wills, or he thinks he's not afraid, to face the Redeemer and the consequences that come with it, if he's okay of bending for a game over, that's going to happen, man. I have no issue. If I had to fly to Japan, if you will, and I had to work him there, I'm okay with that as well. I have plenty of miles, on my card. So It's not a problem for me. Flying there, beating his ass 5 to 10 minutes and flying right back. So people are going to see, at the end of the day, one day, people are going to see the Redeemer as an All-Atlantic champion or World Heavyweight champion at that point versus the Stone Pitbull Ishii.
I mean, when you become the All-Atlantic champion, the first ever in company history, how are you going to top what you did with the TNT title? Because that's one of the great modern-day title runs, period, with any belt. Just going in, cracking skulls, taking names, snapping backs. How can you possibly top that as the All-Atlantic champion?
Well, it's the man that creates the title, not the title that creates the man. I think everything I did with the title was the fruits of my labor. It's not, the title didn't come with all this heaviness. I mean, it came from Darby, which was a great competitor, but you know, we're just such a different people, such a different style. And then everybody that came after that, they trying to take it, they're trying to take it, but that's just not possible. When I hang on to something, it's mine. And unfortunately, the Sammy Guevara thing came in. He landed on my balls. Let's not forget about that. At the finish, he did the 470,000, whatever the thing is. I was preparing to protect myself. He landed right on my balls, and you can't kick out of that. Nobody can. No. So I don't even take fault of that. But I take a fault. I take a fault of maybe being too good of a champion, because ever since I lost that title has gone to shits, and that's nothing but to blame Sammy Guevara for that. So he's got to bear the cross for that. I, on the other hand, I'm going to create this All-Atlantic title, and I'm going to make it the best title in the business, because any title I hold, it's the best title in business, because like I said, it's the man that makes the title, not the other way around. And how is he going to different? Is because Miro, finally, the Redeemer, God's favorite champion, once again, is going to have his 3 Gs, his God, his gold, and his gorgeous wife. And you cannot top that.
No, speaking of your gorgeous wife, was there much heat from her towards Sammy after your balls got squashed?
Well, we dealt with it. We took a week off from the bedroom, but it's okay.
Right, that's good. In terms of you saying maybe you'll go to New Japan, maybe as the AEW World Champion at some point to fight Ishii, would something like the G1 be of interest to you, just to go over there for a month and just collect bodies, basically?
No, that's way too long for me. I need to come home to my pickles. I need to come home to my dogs. I'm not going anywhere for a month. I'm going to go there for 1 day, beat somebody up, 2 days tops, and I'm coming right back home to my sweet wife. There's no point. I love Japan. Don't get me wrong. I love the food. I love the culture. I love everything about it. But there's no way I'll be stuck there for a month.
Yeah. Well, throughout watching your career, going back to NXT, there was the Bulgarian Brute, you're through to the Rusev Day, to AEW as the best man, as the Redeemer. Obviously, the TNT champion, now in theory going to be the All-Atlantic champion. What to you does the ultimate form of Miro look like whenever that happens? As in Miro Prime?
What do you mean?
As in, what's your final form as a giant pro wrestler? You have people who go on their journeys and then they hit when they get to the mountaintop, they just kind of go to a different level. Where you've been going through all these levels, knocking everything out the park throughout your career. Yeah. What's the peak when you get there? And will you know when you're there?
Well, we got to know when we get there. I'm still not there. Everything I've done is top the one before that, which is my goal, to develop, to get better and better in the ring, outside the ring, as a person, mentally, physically, and everything else. So I can't tell you how is they going to look until I get there. All Atlantic title is going to be a great preview, because once again, I'll be champion, and everything looks better when you're champion. But I know I'm a world champion material. I know I'm in that class. I know I'm the best in AEW, and it's not going to be before long before I become the world heavyweight title holder. And then we're going to find out what this final form is. But everything I've done so far has been better than the month before. So that's what I like the best. We don't dribble the ball in one place. We keep evolving.
Yeah. I was going to leave us until the end, but I'll throw it in now. Now you've brought up balls. Just a quick, light-hearted one. Who are you looking for Real Madrid to sign before the summer's out? Obviously, they brought in Tuamani.
No, we already had great. We have Touche, whatever his name is, the French
Yep.
midfielder. We have Rudiger.
Rudiger.
And now they were talking about what Dybala if we let go of Asensio, which is great. I think everybody knows that we need a second striker. We don't have one, and Jovic was a big disappointment. And Mariano is just limited. It is what it is. And would you always, because Benz, man, as much as amazing he is, he's 33 years old and playing 60 games or 50 games, it's a lot. And we see that every time he is not on the pitch, we suffer. We have no scoring goals opportunities. So I would definitely looking forward for somebody to step in and not replace Benz because he's clearly unreplaceable, but to help when he's down and out.
Yeah. And to bring it back to Forbidden Door, which is, of course, this Sunday, live on Fight TV. How close an eye, obviously, you're the consummate professional, how close an eye are you keeping on that Tanahashi and Moxie match? As in, like you said, your aim is to be world champion one day. They're the sort of guys on your hit list.
That match is beneath me, man. That's a secondary title. That's not what I care about. If I would have cared, I would have put myself in that battle royal. I would have won it all, and I would have gone for that interim championship. But until the real champ is back, the Punk guy, they broke his foot or whatever he did, something broken in his body. Until he comes back, I beat him for that title. That wouldn't matter. I wasn't interested in charity titles. I wanna start from the beginning, finish at the end. None of that crap.
Yeah.
2-match tournament situation. No, sir.
That's a brilliant way to put it. And she came up earlier. Your good wife, your good wife, CJ Perry. This is a question you must get all the time. I mean, is she got some interest in coming and joining you one day, even if it's just for one night to come out alongside you with your gold, with your God, with your girl?
Well, you never know. She's really focused on cjperry.com, her website, and her everything has to do with it. She's doing movies, she's producing movies, so she's really, really busy. But like I said on my interview, it's about my God, my gold, and my gorgeous wife. And I think me and CJ always been money since the beginning. We've done this everywhere we've gone, to reality shows, from other TV, professional wrestling television shows, to anything, to even drop the mic. We've done like rapping shows and stuff like that. We've won. So I know that this always works. But in my mind, in the Redeemer's mind, his wife is always there. So it's not going to be, it's a no-brainer for my gorgeous wife to join my team eventually and walk through Fools together.
Yeah. And on the God front, if the big man upstairs was sat next to you right now, what would you say to him?
It depends who you ask. If you ask the Redeemer, you ask Miro, because
we'll go with, whichever one. Either
two different
or
people have two different opinions, and it's not Miro is the Redeemer to a certain extent, of course, but it's just my relationship with God, and the Redeemer's relationship with God is something completely different. I love my God. I love Jesus. I love my Savior. I know that He's protecting me. He saved me. He's putting me here on earth to do what I do best. But the Redeemer's got a bone to pick with his God, because clearly that son of a gun has been ducking him, has been ditching him, has been letting him down constantly. And then in order for me to not get hurt by him so much, I had to say goodbye to my wife. He created this bad neck situation of mine, which I now fixed. But then in order for the Redeemer to be okay, he had to let go of his wife. That's why I tore that ring off my chest. It was like tearing my heart out of my chest, because I love my wife. I do everything for her. And now that, the Redeemer's God is not giving him that, he had to disconnect himself from reality, if you will, in order to achieve his goals, which is to be the champion and to be God, gold, and gorgeous wife once again.
Yeah. I think that's a great way to look at it. The whole Redeemer. You talked about how obviously Miro and the Redeemer, two separate views on certain topics such as this. How much was this an idea that you had for years brewing, that this is what I want to do? I want to go in this sort of direction. Or was this kind of when you started speaking to Tony Khan and it was like you guys put your heads together and it was like, right, let's try this?
It wasn't planned for years. It wasn't planned at all. It was just thinking, what are we doing? Who am I? That's what I was thinking. Who am I? I know Tony brought me as the gamer guy, as the Twitch guy, but I know that's not me. And I know that wasn't matching the work I do. I'm a vicious animal. I'm going out there, I'm going to rip your heart out. Like, and I understand. I gave it a go. I was brought with a purpose to be the best man, of their wedding, which okay. I had 2 weddings. I've been married on TV, off TV. I was able to do that. But then soon after that, when everything started going downhill with Kip, especially, I wanted to keep that streak alive. I started professional wrestling in WWE with a hot streak of a year. I wanted to do that same thing here. But after Kip kind of screwed me over, he lost that title. I mean, he lost that Arcade Anarchy match. It was clear that his goal was somewhere else. He was focused on his wife, and I can't blame him. I was young before. I used to care about my wife more, but now it's not about that, man. It's about where you want to go, and I want to be that champion. I wanted to be the TNT champion now, All Atlantic champion. I want to be world champion, and I can't do that by putting my wife always first. I had to be focused on my career. And I started doing what I do. I had to disconnect myself from Kip. That's why I had to kind of punish him, if you will. Broke his little arm. Literally, he's broke his little arm on that door. And I just told Tony, now this is what we do. I'm going to be me. And because he's a great boss, he let me run with the ball. He gave me the ball. He said, do what you got to do. And I'm doing exactly that. He's not there. He's not telling me not to smile, not to look at the people, not to do this and that. He's giving me a clean go. And that's what I'm doing. That's why I signed a multi-year deal, because he let me do all these opportunities. If it was like situation like before, that would have never happened.
Yeah, I'd do, to be fair, whatever you've decided to do, is you've absolutely been killing it. It's awesome to watch. Just you going in and cracking bones, cracking bodies, taking names and kicking ass, I guess, as they say. And this Sunday, to wrap things up with Forbidden Door, going to be kicking all the asses of Malachi Black, of Clark Connors, and obviously of your old pal nemesis, Pac. Just those last 2, Malachi Black and Pac, to wrap up. What do you see that's different to them from the last time you knew him, when you knew him in that other place previously? Obviously, Aleister Black and Adrian Neville.
It's always going to be the freedom, man. Whenever anybody asks me, what is the difference in here? It's the freedom. It's you don't have to set yourself in a lower standard, because that's what I thought that the other place was. They let you lower your standard in order to fit their mold, which here is not like that. You have a style, you go out there, you do your style to your best. And that's what makes professional wrestling so much better, because you see different clashes of style, different styles clash in the ring. And I think that's what makes it so much more interesting. So with that being said, I have fought Malachi Black before in a limited style for him, but I've been watching him in AEW, and he's a completely different animal. You can tell this from his entrance, to his attitude, to his vicious kicks, and his kickboxing background that he's utilizing more and more every match. And Pac has always been the high flyer. We always know that, but now he's allowed to be his sour self, if you will, because he's a sour guy, bastard Pac. You can tell by the way he looks. He's an ugly guy. He's short, stacked, and ugly, but he's okay with it. He doesn't want to smile to the people. He just wants to be him. And now he's got that opportunity to be an ugly bastard. And I have the opportunity to bash that ugly bastard's face this Sunday at Forbidden Door. So I think it's a great culmination. What is this thing called? When everything comes together at this one time. And we get to see the result at the end of it, which is going to be the Redeemer as a All-Atlantic champion.
That is the absolute perfect way to end things there, Miro. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for giving us so much time. How can people keep up to date with you on the socials?
To be Miro on IG, to be Miro on Twitter, cjperry.com if you want to check this out. I'm going to be making a appearance soon. I think I'm going to have some clothes, maybe not. I don't know yet. It's yet to figure it out. But yeah, I don't know what else. Yeah, as far as social media, that's it. Don't forget about my pilot that is going to come out on CBS eventually when it comes out. It's called East New York. And I have a couple other projects there on the work. So just we're going to have to stay tuned and figure that out. But before that,
busy
it's a celebration will come this Sunday for All Atlantic Championship. So I'm more focused on that than anything else.
Yeah, can go into all these other ventures with a belt around your waist. And I'm sure
it's always better, they got the big bling bling.
Exactly, dude. Miro, thanks for giving up so much time. Thanks for everybody else for tuning in. Come and follow us if you want at WhatCulture WWE. Follow me if you want. I can't promise it's going to be that interesting. At Culture Left Peg on the Twitter. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Miro, good luck for Sunday. Not that you need it, brother. And we will all see you soon.
Thank you. See you soon, man.